Max Defense has been pushing for the consideration of used assets due to the urgency, as brand new ships will take 3 to 5 years to build and hand over, which Senator Ejercito also acknowledged. So far, France has shown that they can sell their existing ships to anyone who has the money to pay for them, like in their recent deals with Morocco and Egypt, where the French Navy gave up some of their FREMM-class frigates to speed up delivery. Both Spain and France are in the process of replacing some of their ships, but we are concerned about the age of these assets, as they are not slightly used, but really old ships that need replacements. Senator J.V. Ejercito confirmed in an interview with ABS-CBN News that he, together with Senate President Juan Miguel Zubiri, had talks with French and Spanish officials, including shipbuilders Naval Group and Navantia, regarding the potential supply of ships, both new and used, for the Philippine Coast Guard and Philippine Navy, during their recent trips to Spain and France. Used ships are now being considered due to the immediate need for these assets as the situation in the West Philippine Sea deteriorates due to China's aggressive actions. Examples include France's Floreal and Aviso-class patrol vessels. The ships that are possibly best to discuss with both countries are France's Lafayette-class light frigates, some of which are scheduled for retirement soon, as well as Spain's Santa Maria-class frigates, which are essentially Oliver Hazard Perry-class frigates. Both ships are more applicable to the Philippine Navy. As for the PCG, there are several civilian ships on the market within Europe that may meet certain requirements for patrol, search and rescue, or even resupply and utility roles. Too bad that the defense relations between the Philippines and Italy have not been back to where they were since the cancellation of the Philippine Navy's procurement of 2 refurbished Maestrale-class frigates. Italy is one of the countries with several capable ships ready for sale and has even offered to sell under-construction ships for the Italian Navy to other countries. Italy recently offered to sell some of their Theon D. Revel-class ocean patrol vessels to Indonesia, and while these are designated as OPVs, their most capable variants are even more powerful than frigates due to their sensors and firepower. While Senator Ejercito mentioned Japan, he did not mention anything else aside from thanking them for supplying new ships to the PCG. But the Philippines should look at the Japanese Coast Guard, as they might have used ships that they could transfer or sell to the PCG, like those they provided to Malaysia. Not to mention the Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force is on its way to replace several of its ships as it introduces new Mogami-class and next-generation frigates. It would be remembered that weeks before, former Philippine Coast Guard Commandant Admiral Artemio Abu told lawmakers that the Philippine Coast Guard needs at least 15 large MRRVs, while the Philippine Coast Guard Modernization Procurement Plan published in 2023 calls for 10 ocean-going MRRVs. So far, the Philippine Coast Guard has been reliant on grants and development aid from other countries, which is a slow process for building up the Philippine Coast Guard's capacity despite the rapid increase in manpower over the past few years. The government should start using its own money to build new ships, preferably from local builders, even if it uses proven foreign designs. This will allow the faster acquisition of ships and provide local shipbuilders with an opportunity in the government's shipbuilding programs. Months ago, we discussed the Philippine Coast Guard's desire to get additional multi-role response vessels, specifically the Teresa Magbanua class, from Japan. This desire is now affirmed as the leadership of this maritime law enforcement agency now reports that they will now set out to procure 5 additional multi-role response vessels. The new Philippine Coast Guard chief, Gavin, announced on the 19th that the Philippine Coast Guard is expected to receive an additional 5 large patrol boats from Japan. Last year, Japan delivered 2 patrol boats with a total length of about 97 meters built using a Japanese OTA loan, but the Coast Guard, under pressure from Chinese warships in the South China Sea, requested the provision of 5 additional patrol boats of the same type.